For the final project of this course, the social injustice that I have decided to do my presentation and my lesson plans as well as my handout on is bullying. What is bullying? I'm sure many of us have an idea of what bullying is, but this is definitely something we would want to discuss with our students in the classroom so that they have an understanding of what bullying is. Bullying is unwanted, aggressive behavior among peers. This could be anyone. This could be in a school setting, at the playground, in a work situation even. Pretty much anywhere bullying can occur. Bullying includes threats, rumors, or hurting someone physically. There are definitely more severe forms of bullying, but this is just the threats and the rumors and hurting someone encompasses all the types of bullying. The types of bullying are verbal bullies, social bullies, physical bullies, and cyber bullies. Verbal bullies, they tease, name call, make mean comments, taunt, and threaten to cause harm. This is kind of where the difference between teasing and bullying comes in. Whether you are playing with a friend on the playground and joking, or if you're meaning to cause them harm. The lesson plan that I will present later in this video touches on the difference, students identifying the difference between bullying and teasing. This is very important from a young age because you certainly want children to feel comfortable coming to you and reporting what is going on. But as you know, with younger students, it can just be teasing. So them being able to tell the difference is certainly an important thing. Social bullies, that encompasses leaving someone out, telling others not to be friends with someone, spreading rumors, embarrassing someone. This can happen a lot, both in the classroom and on the playground and outside of school. Leaving someone out, I kind of think of the situation where you're picked last in gym class and or on the playground to play basketball or kickball. That can be very hurtful to students, and if it becomes something that's happening over and over again, it's definitely something that either needs to be addressed by the classroom teacher or the playground supervisor. Physical bullies, that is when they're hitting, spitting, breaking someone's things, even as simple in the classroom as walking up and breaking someone's crayons or pushing them. I know during my field experience there was one student who would come up and just break crayons of other people's, and while that may just seem like it's not hurting others, it's just hurting their property, it could be very upsetting to the students because their family might not have a lot of money to replace those crayons for a number of reasons. Cyberbullies. Bullying can take place over digital devices, and with the introduction of technology into the school and into the classroom with younger students, this is definitely something that early childhood educators will want to be on the watch out for. In the classroom, I've noticed that many students are starting to get cell phones younger and younger, and this can just open up the scope of cyberbullying because they have those phones with them 24 hours a day. Cyberbullying is hard to recognize as parents and teachers because we don't necessarily see it taking place. When a student is pushing or hitting or yelling at someone on the playground, we see that happening. When it's happening at the bus stop, we see it happening, but when it's happening over digital devices, we can't see it happening. So it's definitely something that we need to educate our students about and teach them to report to teachers or parents. That way they feel like they have a safe someone to confide in if cyberbullying is taking place to them or if they know of someone who is being bullied. What can students do? And what can we do as educators now that we know what bullying is we can better identify it to prevent bullying from continuing. We can look for bullying in our classroom and make sure that we have policies in place and that the school has policies in place to prevent the bullying from happening. How to stop a bully? Speak to a trusted adult is what students can do in order to stop a bully, and help kids who are being bullied by showing them kindness, showing them that even though something bad may have happened to them that day, they still have people who care about them, and I think that is the most important thing, especially with all the tragedy in young adults these days. It is important for those students to know that they do have someone who cares about them, whether it be that trusted adult or other kids in their class. So we definitely want to convey that to our students that they need to support each other. They need to be there for each other in order to prevent bullying from occurring. What we need to know. As educators, 70.6% of young people say that they've seen bullying in their school. That to me is just, if those 70.6% of young people would have reported it and knew what they were looking for and knew who to talk to about bullying, there could have been a lot of hurting prevented. And 55.2% of LGBTQ students have experienced cyberbullying. This is definitely something to watch out for because it is a diverse a form of diversity, the LGBTQ community, and we definitely want those students among all other students to feel safe in the classroom, feel safe at home, and cyberbullying is definitely something that they carry with them because they have those phones with them all the time, and so we want them to be able to identify that and report it to a trusted adult. 49% of children in grades 4 through 12 reported being bullied by other students at school at least once during the past month. That definitely is something that needs to change. That number should certainly be a lot lower. 49% of children in grades 4 through 12 reported being bullied. Nearly half of students. That just, they just need to be educated and know how to support each other and know who to talk to about bullying. There are so many resources out there that students should know about and should have access to in order to help stop bullies. Here's my resource. All of the information in the PowerPoint today was provided by stopbullying.gov. I encourage everyone to visit this site because this site offers a lot of great resources for educators and for students when teaching about stopping bullying and identifying bullying and what we can do, what our school can do, what the parents can do, and what the students can do. As for my lesson plans for this project, I had 2 lesson plans. The first one, the focus of the lesson is for students to understand what bullying and teasing may look like between 2 people. This lesson plan involves the reading, this lesson plan involves the students gathering on the carpet, and the students being asked to role play. This lesson plan involves a lot of modeling because I believe it is important for the students to understand what bullying may look like and what teasing may look like. The students on the carpet will raise their hand if they believe the scenario is bullying during the demonstration. The students will work through different bullying and teasing scenarios, each one followed by a classroom discussion on why or why not this particular instance might be bullying. At the end of the lesson, we will review what bullying looks like inside the classroom, outside the classroom, and discuss what we can do if we see someone being bullied and how to respond to that. And that's certainly where I might use the stopbullying.gov resources in order to pull those into the classroom. My second lesson plan, the central focus of the lesson is for students to become familiar with feelings that are associated with being bullied. the victim and the bystander. Students will be able to identify the difference between teasing and bullying, as they did in the last lesson. Students will be able to identify how teasing situations can escalate, no longer become funny, and hurt someone. This meets the social emotional standards for second grade. The students will be asked what is bullying, and hopefully the background information that I provided prior to this lesson will allow the students to be able to identify what bullying and what teasing is, and the students will be reminded that bullying is on purpose, one-sided, and repeated. We will also read the book The Tease Monster by Julia Cook. I did order this online, but it hasn't come in yet, so I won't be sharing that, and none of my local libraries had it available. As the class reads The Tease Monster by Julia Cook, the book explains the meaning of both bullying and teasing in a fun, playful way, but will also allow students to have an understanding of what those may look like in the classroom and in life. And I also created this handout here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. On what is bullying. It covers similar things as the PowerPoint, that bullying is an unwanted aggressive behavior among children who use power to cause harm to others more than once. Where it can happen, bullying can occur after school hours, during school hours, mainly on the playground and on the bus during school hours, because those are when the students are unsupervised and have time to engage with their classmates. Bullying hurts everyone. Children who are bullied can show signs of depression, anxiety, sadness, and loneliness. Children may also not feel well or start to get bad grades, and it can definitely affect their performance in school. This handout would be perfect to send home with students for their parents, so that they can understand bullying and understand what their student can help to do to prevent bullying in the classroom.